Alright, so hey my lovelies. I'm actually in Maryland now, out of West Virginia. That is the Potomac behind me. Couple quick things. First off, I want to say a huge thank you to Mama Leanne and Bill. It was so great to get to spend part of Memorial Day weekend with people that I actually know and love, and to feel like I got to be with family a little bit for that. Thank you so much. And my feet, thank you too, because it was great to get to have a bit of a break. So I'm now in Maryland, which means I've hiked through 5 states now, and Maryland will be fast. It should only be a couple days, but it's kind of an oddly special stretch of trail for me. So when I first started seriously talking about hiking the AT, I was living in Pittsburgh at the time, and I had still a lot of student loan debt, and I decided that I needed to pay that off before I could hike the trail. And then I took the job at Dev Results and paid off my debt, but really liked the job and the people, and so I thought, well, maybe there's an responsible adult way I can do this. Maybe I'll just hike on the weekends and use my vacation time to do section hikes and hike the whole trail a long, slow way that way. And so when I lived in DC, that was what I did. I went out on the weekends and I hiked stretches of the AT in southern Pennsylvania and Maryland, and because I was by myself, I had to do loops, so it took me twice as long. So I'd get like 6 miles on trail done, but I'd have to hike 12 miles to do it. And I'd slowly been chipping away at that, trying to convince myself that that was enough while I lived in DC. And I decided to move to Maine, and I was actually hiking a stretch of trail in Maryland on the AT on the day that my mother's doctor called to tell me that her cancer had metastasized. She had been in the hospital and said that they had found cancer in her neck, but they were going to treat it with radiation and everything was going to be fine, and that seemed really sketchy to my sister and I. And so I called the doctor's office that week, left a message for him. I figured, you know, with HIPAA and everything else, there's no way he was going to tell me anything. I did not know that Mom had signed a HIPAA release for me. And so he actually called me on a Saturday morning on his day off. And I don't know how I got the call, because I had really no signal. I couldn't even keep hiking. I had to stop on the side of the trail and talk to him for like half an hour to get all of the details. And so, well, and I kind of fell apart on the rest of that hike, and then drove back into DC and called and told my sister and my dad. And I went home and spent the last 3 weeks I would ever spend with my mom. And when I talked to Mike about it, he thought that she would still have months to live, but it was only 6 weeks between that phone call and when she died. And that was the second to last loop that I needed to do to finish Maryland, and I never did the last stretch. I'm actually hiking the last stretch that I never did today. So that's kind of amazing. And it feels really weird to have come full circle, to be hiking this stretch as a through hiker, going north, having already hiked over 1,000 miles, instead of as a weekender, just kind of sneaking out to try to get a little. I will say it's a little bit easier when you've only got a day hike pack on, but I'm still enjoying it. So Maryland is a short state on the AT, but for me it's going to be kind of monumental to get through it. And I could definitely use a little bit of awesome energy the next couple days, because as you can tell, I'm already a little bit emotional about it. So know that I love all of you very much. I hope you are having an amazing Memorial Day, doing things that you love, having fun, eating lots of food. Please eat all of the food for me, all of it, especially all the fat and the protein. And I will catch you soon.